another edition of Eric's Product Reviews brought to you by hollywoodfrodo.com. I am Eric, and today I'm going to be talking to you about this awesome robot. This is a robot vacuum by Samsung, specifically the r7040, Powerbot r7040. It is a robot vacuum cleaner, so a great way to clean your house without having to lift a finger. It works really great. Had it for quite a while now, been using it a lot, and this is my third robot vacuum, so I have some experience with a few different ones, and I've been really happy with this one from Samsung and the way it works. So let's talk about the features and what it does and how it does it and all that fun stuff. First off, this is a smart robot vacuum. What do I mean by that? Well, there are more expensive vacuum cleaners by Nido Robotics, by Roomba, and like this one by Samsung that are smart. So they map out your house, they make sure they get every spot in your house, and they do it intelligently. Then there are lesser expensive robots. The last robot vacuum I had was an inexpensive one that did not do that. So basically those types, like the last one I had, it just ran randomly until the battery ran out. But it was completely random. It did not know whether or not it had been in a particular spot before. It just ran and turned and ran and turned and ran and turned. So some spots it may get 10 times, and other spots it may get once, or it may miss. But it did a good job. It generally got every spot because it just ran. And like I said, some spots it would get a ton of times. With this Samsung Powerbot r7040, instead of operating that way, it's smart. It maps out where it's been, and this little sensor here is a part of that mapping. I don't know how it works. It's above my knowledge level, but it does work. And you'll see later in the app, you can actually see it has a map that shows you everywhere it's gone. But it maps out things, and that way it makes sure it gets every spot once, but doesn't go over the same spot a million times. It also intelligently turns on and off the suction power. The last robot, and a lot of the inexpensive robots you may get don't have very strong suction power. They more just scoop up stuff, but I mean, they still do their job. But the cool thing about this one is this one actually has suction, has nice powerful suction, but turns it on or off as necessary. So in other words, if it's going over a spot it's already vacuumed before, but it just has to go over it to get to a new spot, it turns off the suction while it's going over that spot. So it's very intelligent. It knows, hey, I've already vacuumed this, I don't need to vacuum this again, but I got to get over there, and I got to cross this area I've already vacuumed. I'm going to turn the suction off, get to where I need to go to turn it back on, and turn it back on. So it works intelligently that way as well. Another thing that it does that's really great, it gets edges and corners very well. You can see it has a very flat front, and you'll see in the video as well, it'll go right up to the wall, get right up against the wall, suction, then move on and go up to the next section of the wall. It makes sure that it gets right up against the wall and does the same thing in corners. Makes so you don't have any spot that's left untouched. If it can get to it at all, it gets to it, gets up against the wall, and make sure it gets all the dust. We have a dog. This does a great job picking up all the dust and dirt on the floor, as well as dog hair. It does great with that. And it does have 2 levels of suction power, so you can use the turbo suction if you want it to, if you think it needs even more oomph in order to get everything, you can turn that on. It works great. It has, of course, stair detection, so it won't fall off stairs. It'll stop when it gets to stairs. It has a radar, so it knows if it's getting close to any object, and it doesn't run into objects, so you don't have to worry about it damaging legs on furniture or anything. It senses any object that's ahead of it and slows down and doesn't run right into it. So really good that way. This starts out in our dining room, and it gets all around our dining room furniture and our dining room furniture legs without any issue. And then it goes down the hallway, gets the hallway, goes into the kitchen, gets the kitchen. We have a walk-through area, gets that. Goes over maps that are on the floor without any problem. Gets underneath the edges of the cabinets in the kitchen on the floor. Does a great job with that. So really works well in terms of covering the whole house, making sure it gets every spot without wasting time going over the same spot 20 times. and has good suction force. Another thing I really love about this is this part right here. This is the bin that holds the dirt, and what I love about it is you'll see it pops out really easily, comes out, and easy to empty out the bin to keep going. Also, you have the filter in there that is washable, so you can, when that gets really dirty, you can just wash it out, let it dry, and then reuse it. You don't have to keep replacing the filter. It is washable, so that's a great feature as well. It makes it easy to just keep this operating at full capacity all the time. Also on the underside, the brush is removable. So you have these two little locks, and you open those, and you can remove this and clean it if you need to, and then put it back in, lock them back in place, and you're good to go. These are very heavy-duty wheels that are on the bottom here with a strong spring to help get up over if you have a mat or something. It has no problem getting up on the mat and getting over the mat that's on the floor. So works really well. The guide wheels work great. It does have a master on-off switch, so you can completely turn the power off on it, as I have right now for this review, because I don't want it to turn on or something. Plus, it senses when it's not on an even service. So if I'm holding it like this and the power's on, it's going to keep sending me notifications to my phone letting me know, hey, your vacuum something's wrong, it fell, it's upside down. So you can turn the full power on or off if you need to. Now what's cool about this as well, because it is a smart vacuum, it does have the buttons here to control it, basic controls, clean or pause. This is the home button to send it back to the home base. And then you have a spot clean if you need a spot clean. Those are the buttons that are on it, but it also comes with a remote control. And the remote control can be used to control anything you need to. You can start it, stop it, you can set up a schedule for it to come on at a certain time every day automatically. You can have it spot clean. You could even control it manually if you just want to turn it on and then manually control it and make it go to a certain area and vacuum a spill or something. You could do that. Spot clean will do the same thing, but if you want to control it manually, you can. Or you can send it back to home if it's in the middle of going and you need it to stop for something. Maybe you're going to watch a movie and you don't want it going while you're watching a movie. You can send it back home without any problem. But besides the remote control, you also can connect this to Samsung's Smartthings app, and then you can control it in the app. So you'll see in the app you have all the same controls you have on the remote control. Basically everything, all the same stuff is there, so you can control it that way. Once you've connected this to your Wi-Fi, of course, so that you can control it through Wi-Fi through the app. And then additionally, you'll see in the app you also can see where it's cleaned in the previous days. It has a map that shows you everywhere it cleaned in the previous days, so you can confirm that it's doing its job if you're having it run while you're not at home. So works really well for that. Now it does also technically work with Alexa. I unfortunately did not really get to use that aspect of it myself, but it does work with Alexa. Basically, if you connect it to your Smartthings app and then you connect that Smartthings account to Alexa, then Alexa will know that it's there, and so you can just by voice you can tell Alexa to start or stop your vacuum, or pause it, or send the vacuum home. So that's kind of cool. If you don't want to set it up on a schedule, we have it set up on a schedule. So it just comes on every day in the afternoon while we're at work and cleans, and we don't really have to worry about doing anything except cleaning out the dustbin, every couple of days. But if you want to do it manually, or if you need an extra clean because maybe you made an extra mess over the weekend or something, you can connect it to Alexa and you can just start it up with Alexa, which is another really cool option and feature of it. Overall, this is a really great vacuum. Like I said, we've been really happy with it. This is my third vacuum. I had the Nita Robotics for a couple of years until it pooped out, and it was great. It worked well. Then I had the cheap one that I had for about a year and a half, and it did a good job, but it didn't have a lot of suction power, and it did run. It hit every spot, like I said, a lot of spots 10 times. It would be in and out of every room a million times while it was cleaning, whereas this will only go in each area usually about once to make sure it's covered everything, and then it knows, okay, time to go back home. With the dumb vacuum I had, the dumb one, it trying to get back to its home base was hilarious. Sometimes it would take 10 minutes for it to get back to its home base. With this one, it's not like that because it is intelligent, so it figures out very quickly the best route to get back to its home base to charge. And then it's ready to go again the next day. I think I forgot to mention, but it does also have a display here, and you'll see that when it's actually operating. There's a display that shows you that's connected to Wi-Fi. It'll show you if the battery is full and is charging, different indications on there to let you know, as well as you can see all that stuff in the app. Once you've connected it to your Wi-Fi and connected it to the Smartthings app, you can see the status of everything in the app. Overall, very easy to use. It's smart and it has a lot of features, but it's not complicated. You don't even have to connect it to Wi-Fi if you don't want to. You could just use it with a remote control. You can set up your schedule with a remote control and just have it run every day, which is generally what you're going to do with a robot vacuum, because that's the point of having one, is to just let it do its thing every day and you don't even have to worry about it. And you can do that with this, and it does a great job, good suction power, cleans really, really well. We've been very happy with it. Anyway, that is the Samsung r7040 Powerbot robot vacuum, and it is available on Amazon. I ordered mine from Amazon, so I'm going to have a link in the description below to the product on Amazon if you want to jump over there and check out what other people have said about it and see what it's priced at. Of course, being a Samsung product, it is available at a million other stores as well, so that's not the only place you can get it. You can check other places as well, but I will have a link to the product on Amazon if you want to check it out there. Anyway, that's going to be it for this review. If you liked this review, please click that like button. If you know anyone who might be interested in a product like this, please share this video with them, and all those buttons are down there to do that. If you want to keep up with future product reviews, then favorite this playlist so you can keep up with those. And if you just want to keep up with all my videos, then subscribe to my channel so you can keep up with not only product reviews, but other things I do as well. Anyway, that's going to be it until next time, so have a great day.